raising hell today, okay? Bring the juice today, brother. Let's get it.
You're going to be standing right next to me, man?
Let's go. That's what we do now. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's do a thing now. Take off, kid. Take off, kid.
Run.
Far side of the chin. Step on to the line. Head to the end zone. What a play. What a play.
What's up, Internet? Welcome to us failing.
Derrick Henry was on my team, so I'm going to go Texans, I guess.
Yeah, he's on Tennessee, though.
Oh.
You tried. You went for it. I appreciate it. This is Up the Gut, live.
100%. Hello, welcome to another episode of Up the Gut. I, of course, am your host, Matthew F. Ehlers, and with me, as always, is my co-host and Bills Mafia Don, Patrick Kimmel, a.k.a. El Pollo Loco.
Hello, Internet. My name's Patrick, and I'm an alcoholic.
Look at that crazy chicken. What's the other drink you got?
Bourbon. Whiskey sour.
Straight up bourbon?
Yeah, it's Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
Nice.
What's up, Ailers?
Not much. Had a crazy week so far.
Have we?
You have.
Oh, it's always a crazy week this time of year.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But I was here. I was worried that I wouldn't be, but I am. So
I
we're good.
wouldn't.
So I'm going to start us off real quick because I thought of something. We
What's
tell
that?
people too late in the show to like and subscribe.
That's right. Kick it off with the easiest thing.
So easy.
You
So
don't even-
like, comment, subscribe, enable notifications, tell your friends, find us on socials listed below. And if you're watching an archive video, if it is not 6:30 on a Wednesday or 7:30 Eastern or 5:30 Mountain, we don't worry about the West Coast. We don't talk about them. But if you're watching this archive, not at this time, comment. We'll get to you. Promise.
Yes.
I won't. He will.
I most likely will.
Okay. That's what I wanted to start with. Kick it off. So if someone only watches the show for 30 seconds after the countdown, they know what's up.
All right, and then while we're at it, I know we're on a little bit later in the evening. 5:30 my time, 6:30 Central. A lot of people just getting home from work. Maybe got home for just about an hour ago. Maybe you're a little run down. And if that's the case, and you're just like, I'm too tired to click on the notifications and watch the show, well, then you need a little pick-me-up. We got just the one for you. It's called Ma Energy. You can't see it because I got it inside of my cup right here, but I got my green growl with me because I'm not going to lie, I'm tired too. This is early for me. I work the graveyard shift.
Yes, he does.
But I'm here every week for you guys thanks to Ma. And we have a drink, or we have a link for the drink here pinned in our chat, and it'll be a link for it on the archive video as well, so you can go and use that partner
in the
link.
chat.
Yeah, it helps us, it helps Ma, obviously, and it'll help you.
And their first tub's free. You just pay shipping.
That was free. All you got to pay is shipping. I got my first tub months ago, and it was amazing. Patrick's still working on his first tub because it doesn't take a whole lot.
No, I don't do a whole lot of caffeine, but I gave up energy drinks a long time ago. So this has been nice to step away from soda. It's delicious. It works. And it gets me through my mornings. Hectic weeks. I mean, I'm busy. I have 4 kids. I need my mom. So, we're not gonna partner, or we're not gonna take sponsorships from just anybody.
That's
We
right.
approve of what is offered here.
That's right. We're not going to show for anything that we don't like, and we like Ma. Me especially. It's delicious.
100%. So click on the link, order your ma. And if we're wrong, just tell us we're wrong.
Yeah. Please tell us. Give us any comments, honestly. I need something to read when I'm at work.
Yeah. Say, hey, Patrick, where's your Bill stuff? And say, listen, I'm wearing Bill stuff. You just can't see it. I literally got home from work, set up the show, poured my drinks, and here I am. So
Yeah.
this is life, but this is Up the Gut life, and I'm okay with it. So
Exactly.
But like, subscribe, comment, drink Ma, and any of our other, watch our old videos and any of our other sponsors we have.
Yeah.
Get that stuff too.
Now we took care of business. It's time to hop into some not so breaking off season news.
Not so breaking off-season news.
Well, first thing in off-season news, they're allowing teams to wear throwback helmets.
And I'm pretty excited about that. You ask, why am I excited about that? That's why I'm excited about that.
That is a nice looking logo.
We haven't seen the 90s helmet in a while.
No, we have not. Not since the 90s.
They might have worn in early 2000s.
Maybe. I don't care so much because Green Bay's had the same helmet since like the 40s. So
that'll be a nice change up. I mean, I like the standing buffalo as much as everybody else, but sometimes, I mean, the 90s Bills helmet was a pretty good time for us, and we're good again. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, that one. I'm
I mean,
excited to see the old Denver logo with the D and the horse kind of kicking its way out of it. That was a nice one.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't do their normal, like the really ugly Steelers ones, if they do just like a throwback to some of the not so long ago's, like whenever I was a child and nostalgia kicks in, I mean, even some of the other teams, it'll be like, I forgot they even wore that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm hoping for the throwback the Titans will wear a Oilers helmet.
I'm sure they will. They have to. Someone had posted on the Twitter, who gets the Houston Oilers throwback, Houston or the Titans? Well, it's clearly the Titans. I don't even know why you would ask that question. Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself, Twitter guy.
We should have thrown his name up there.
I know. I saw it in passing and thought that was dumb and just kept going. But you know how the Twitter is. It's probably from someone from Pro Football Focus. They're dumb.
Yeah.
So, anyway. But I'm excited about it, especially if the 90s helmet's coming back. I know it's been really big in the Buffalo atmosphere here. So.
Yeah. What else? There is a slight new update to a certain thing that's been happening all off season that we like to call Rodgers Watch. No, there's no definite answer yet.
There's a slight delay when I push these buttons. I promise I'm pushing them timely. Anyway.
But there's a new update that there could be a loophole for him to miss this season but not leave the franchise. He could opt out this season.
Yes, that is an option.
Granted, the cutoff date for that is 2 days from now, so by next episode we'll at least know if he plans to opt out or not for the season.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that.
I don't know. That seems like a Rodgers move. Like, I'm not playing, but I'm still a Packer.
I don't. The Le'Veon Bell move didn't work out for him. It rarely works out if you have to sit for an entire year. Rodgers needs to play. He is on the back end of his career, and he's already cemented himself as a first-round Hall of Famer. So at this point, he wants to get a ring, and playing these games isn't going to help him get a ring. So maybe he just needs to play.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, I hope he does. He's the reigning MVP. He earned it last year. Not unanimous. He had some competition, but he is the reigning MVP. And
listen, if Lamar Jackson got a unanimous MVP, Aaron Rodgers should.
No, because I'll give it to him. Mahomes turned up towards the end of the year. Allen had an amazing season, but yeah,
all three of them had a better season than Lamar's MVP season. I'm just saying. Here I go again. I'm sorry.
I just wish we could get Lamar on the show so we could.
He would hate me if he watched any of the things I said. He would hate me, and the problem is I don't really have a problem with him. Thank you, Robert. Ehlers is number one. I have a problem with how they use him, but I understand why they use him. So it's just like this whole, I'm mad about something, but they're doing it the right way. You get it?
It's because you're traditionalist. You're not.
It's not even that. It's just I know what running quarterbacks, they have a lifespan, and that's not the way for prolonged success in the NFL is not a running quarterback. I know this. but he is so talented at it. I don't expect them to do anything else. So I'm mad at something that they're doing, probably what they should be doing, but it's not the thing that would work for long term, but it works for now. So, I mean, I guess the only thing I can do is just mock them endlessly.
Yeah, no, I would love to just watch you. Like, if Lamar Jackson got on the show, I wouldn't even talk to him. I'd just watch you two.
It would be, the problem is I think he's actually like a pretty decent, humble guy.
Most of those players are. There's a few divas because every profession has them, whether it's a professional athlete or the people working at your local Taco Bell. Every place has their divas, but for the most part, they're all seem like pretty decent people.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd have a problem with him. He seems like a cool dude. I mean, we have our differences, obviously. Our fashion senses are completely different. But again, I want to, if he was on here, I'd want to come respectfully.
Well, yeah,
because even if everything I say about him, I still thought he was top 15 quarterbacks in the league. Yep. Which means he's top 15 in the world at his position. I don't think I'm top 15 at anything except for complaining about Lamar Jackson.
Well, you are the greatest DirecTV tech of all time, but
not anymore. That's been a while. Yeah. But I had the rhyme scheme to prove it. But again, I don't even know how we got on Lamar. I appreciate it.
We're talking about MVPs.
It was Rodgers' watch. And so ultimately, nothing's changed. He someone found a loophole. It's like the news whenever he paid for his membership at the country club. He's paid for it. It's not news. News is when he says, I'm out, or news is when he says, I'm in. That's the only news that matters now.
Yep. And then in other Packers news, Derek Carr or David. I always get the Carr. Derek, yes. David's the one that
lost like his appendix or something to be. Yeah. No, he had a spleen injury, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. So Derek Carr is out there in Vegas really trying to recruit Devontae Adams after this season when he becomes a free agent.
Yeah, and Devontae Adams is cool with it, and I guarantee you, if Aaron Rodgers is in there, there's a big chance of that happening.
I don't know because I saw a story today, and he said that would be cool, but I'm a Packer.
He is. And that's the proper way to do this. It may happen, but that's not anything that's going to happen right now. Yeah. He has this year. They can franchise tag him in the future. But as long as Aaron Rodgers is in Green Bay, I don't see Devontae Adams getting out of Green Bay.
I will tell you this. If you're not going to change the Rodgers contract or work on that anyway, I swear for the Lord, if you let Devontae Adams go, good.
In your life, you have not seen you've seen a bad pack, but you've had hope the entire time.
I have, but we've always been for the past decade and some change. Ever since we won that Super Bowl in 2010, exactly. Ever since we won that Super Bowl in 2010, we've been on the cusp of getting another one. We've just needed a piece here or a couple plays to go right here or just the defense to not give up 30 some odd points in a playoff game.
So what's worse, going 5-11 to 8-8 every year or going 13-3 and getting knocked out in the playoffs?
Which is worse?
Which is worse?
For my blood pressure, going 13-3 because then you go in the playoffs and you're like, well, we're the best team in the NFC. There's no reason we shouldn't at least get to the Super Bowl. And then you have a game like that Tampa Bay game happen.
Hey, chat. Even you archive chat. What's worse? Having a team that is middle of the road to low, so 5-11 to 8-8, which I know that changes now, but we haven't started playing those games yet. Yeah. Or a team that's constantly in the playoffs but never makes it to the Super Bowl. Because this just shows our fandom right here because Ayler says 13-3. I have far more losses to deal with. I know that the loss in the playoffs is a big deal. It hurt me really bad against the Chiefs and the Texans. I know that's a big deal. but it's so exciting to get there. But I have so many other losses to deal with on those bad years of the Bills. So I think constantly being 8-8, or 5-11 to 8-8 in that range is worse than, at least we make the playoffs. I mean, I don't even know. Hey, Hailers, do you know how many AFC East division winner hats I have?
Well, I'm sure you got the 4 from the 90s. Oh, no?
Just one. I couldn't buy hats in the 90s. My parents wouldn't do that.
How dare they?
How many do you have? You have like 36 NFC North division winners.
I don't buy division or conference.
Because you go broke. You son of a bitch.
No, because it's Super Bowl or bust, honestly. It's like being a Braves.
That's everybody's goal, but that's really easy to say when you're in that running every year.
Yeah. Like each side of this argument has its ups and downs.
No, 100%. But I just think that even if you just factor it out logically, a loss is one of the worst things you deal with. It hurts me. So if I'm dealing with 8 to 11 losses and you're dealing with 4 losses, I'm dealing with over twice as many losses to 3 times as many losses. That it's like knives stabbing me. I know I shouldn't take football this serious, but I do. I can't help it. Shut up.
But if you like a franchise who's been middle to bottom of the pack for so long, it doesn't surprise you. Losing to Tampa Bay surprised me. And the closer you get to the Super Bowl, the harder those losses hit.
But losing to Kansas City didn't surprise me. But it still hurt.
Losing to Tampa Bay surprised me.
Yeah.
And they're hurt like a sumbitch.
I think we're both pretty angry, though. Well, I mean, we do have an episode called The Saddest Day.
I mean, I still haven't forgiven those referees for what they did.
I haven't forgiven the Houston referees, the one we lost to the Texans 2 years ago.
I don't even think I saw that game.
Oh, it was horrible. And they've come out and said, yeah, we messed this up. Yeah, we messed this up. Stop telling me what you messed up. Get it right the first time.
I will say this, when it comes to refs in the playoffs, I don't think anyone's had it worse than the Saints these past 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Like, game changing, literally, they took the game and said, whew. Actually, I would say that about the Houston game with the Bills. They literally took a touchdown from us because of what a guy intended to do. I'm going to drink my bourbon.
I do remember that because he didn't signal or whatever.
He caught it and threw it. Well, he intended. This isn't a game of intentions. This is a game of action.
That's a fumble.
Flipping son of a fumble. Sorry. Anyway, so in other Buffalo Bills news, Bruce Smith has come out with some news. Bruce. I had to get off that topic if you don't mind.
What
he said that there was gay players in the 90s on the Bills team.
I'm sure there are gay players all over the NFL. They just couldn't come out and say it because they want to be like,
The thing is, they obviously would come out and say it, but this is the point I got out of it, is this whole, what's his name? The guy that just come out.
Caleb.
Nassib? Is it Nassib? Okay. Nassib. So he just come out and he said, I just did this. So maybe in the future, it's not a big deal. Well, my point is in the past, it wasn't a big deal. Because I'm sure there was openly gay players on that 90s Bills team.
Yeah, but they couldn't.
And they didn't care.
But they couldn't come out on TV and go, hey, world, I'm gay.
100% I guarantee they could have. It wouldn't change anything. There was less of a point of it back then. Now it's become this whole deal.
Well,
it's only a big deal now because they want it to be. Back then, it was like Bruce said, it was about winning. Nobody cared whether they're gay or not. It was about winning games.
Yeah.
No one's going to fault you. I mean, everybody's got their preference. I like to drink 1, 2, 3 different drinks when I do up the gut and 2 Bills glasses. That's my preference. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't agree with that, but it's not a big deal. I don't have to go out and tell everybody about it. And that's what I got out of Bruce Smith's comments. I know everybody won't get that, but I think that for as long as there's been football, there's been gay players playing it and no one's cared because it's about football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's all about the game. Like EA Sports.
It's in the game. Sorry. Okay. And not so breaking off-season news. I think we only have one last thing. Unless you have something.
Just that. Does anybody remember Doug Peterson?
Doug Peterson?
Yeah, the guy that somehow took the Eagles to a Super Bowl and then immediately ran that franchise into the ground.
Hold on. I have to do this. Where is it? Here you go. No, that's not the one. There it is.
Yeah,
Yes, I remember the guy that was a head coach last year. I remember him.
Yeah. Just remember that immediate turn from, hey, we're Super Bowl champions to, oh. Well, now he's hoping to have another shot in the NFL.
He was a head coach that won a Super Bowl. I'd assume he would want another shot. Is he going to do a coordinator position, or is he going straight for a head coach position? Wasn't he a Chiefs coordinator?
I believe he was at one point, but I know he wants to come back as a head coach because that's a job that everybody wants.
Well, there'll be about 5 of them, maybe 6 of them that open up this year. Probably Chicago.
Just the way they that turnaround in Philly it was so bad. I mean, granted, a lot of it was due to injuries because they got hurt.
It was injuries, and it was kind of like what you guys deal with, except Carson Wentz isn't. He's not Aaron Rodgers level talent. So whenever they give him 0 receivers to work with, he had a decent run game at the end with Sanders, but he just didn't have the team around him. Like they peaked at the right moment, and then just went baboosh. So you're right. That was a pretty epic drop off. And he got him fired. 2 years after winning a Super Bowl.
If he's willing to take a coordinator spot instead of a head coaching job, I'm almost positive somebody will hire him.
No, I agree. I mean, with all his experience, I just realized I keep saying but with all of his experience and being a Super Bowl winner, it's in the NFL. He needs to go and be a coordinator again. I think. Say, listen, it wasn't me. Look at how good my team did when I coordinated them.
Yeah,
and then go back to the head coach. But I still think he'll get an opportunity as a head coach. If he says, no, I won't coordinate, he could be a head coach. Someone will do it.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just which team. I mean, we could probably make a pretty good guess of who will have a new head coach. Chicago, there's a really good chance. I don't even know. I'd have to sit down and think about it. We don't have time for me to start off into space and think of every team. So maybe we'll broach that next week.
Maybe.
Comment right now if you would like us to talk about the teams that most likely will have a new head coach next year. Comment right now in the comments. Comment chameleon. Sorry.
And then what was that last little bit you had for the offseason?
Okay. Tight End University.
Tight End University.
I broke my chair. Can't lean back too far. I got to remember that. So Tight End University is a university which I think it was Von Miller does a linebacker summit, I think, or a defensive summit. And so it's kind of off that. It's building up the tight end position. So it was Greg Kittle and Travis Kelce, who unanimously are our 1 and 2 tight ends in the NFL. Matt and I agree on this.
George Kittle.
Whatever I said.
You called him Greg.
Greg Olsen was there too. There's a point. I was trying to remember the third one. George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Greg Olsen put on tight end U. Which I actually, whenever I found out about it, saw the post and tagged Dawson Knox in it. And guess who's making some waves at tight end U?
Uh-oh.
Dawson Knox.
Oh, man.
So anyway, but I think it's a good idea. Understanding that everybody is out to win Super Bowls. It's nice when people come together and say, let's just all get better. Let's build the craft of the tight end.
And those are some big name tight ends too running that.
That's the 2 best in the league. Yeah. And Greg Olsen is no slouch.
No. I mean, I believe he is retired now though. But I think
so too. I wouldn't guarantee
it. Was steady. He was pretty reliable his whole career.
Yes. I mean, a couple of injuries, I think, but
yeah.
Was he the one that was in Chicago and then ended up in Carolina?
He was in Carolina. I don't.
I know he
remember.
was in Carolina. I think he started in Chicago, and it was just like mind blowing. He was Jay Cutler's like number one target, and they're just like, we're cutting Greg Olson, and he's like, yeah, peace. He didn't care.
You have to leave the Bears. Oh no!
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you guys hurt my feelings. Not, said the liar.
Oh yeah. He was drafted by the Bears.
Yeah, see, I kind of know football. Hey, remember that? What'd you call it? Shot glass trivia.
Yes.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. Would have been
Most
like
of my stuff is just random stuff floating around here. I think Ehlers is far more versed in football than I am, but I have random bits of knowledge in there. Other than that, I mean, like I said, I think a tight end use is a pretty big deal. I hope that it helps Dawson Knox to be a little more sure-handed. I mean, he's working with a hand-eye coach anyway, catching and not dropping balls, and then doing tight end university. He's got the ability. I think that he. How great would it be if he ended up top 5 tight end? Oh my gosh, that'd be so great.
Guys.
So, anything else you want to hit on? Not so breaking off-season news.
Nope, I believe that's it for this week.
Not so breaking off-season news.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the show. Bye.
Not quite yet.
Thanks for watching.
Not quite yet. It is going to be a fairly short show this week because again, it's still the off season.
You didn't comment what you guys wanted us to rate or what you wanted us to do. So this is your fault, people.
Maybe we'll get one in the archives. But it really has been a quiet week for the NFL this week. Nothing huge happened. And this is about the quiet time before the storm of preseason games and the regular season kicking up. I mean, come another few weeks, training camps will start. There'll probably be some big injuries, unfortunately, because it happens every year. But that's when things will start ramping up, is when training camp goes. We'll start to see who the new starters are.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I know what we need to talk about.
What do we need to talk about?
Up the Gut Fantasy League.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have
I keep forgetting / dreading that.
You're dreading that? Oh, because you can't draft Aaron Rodgers.
Here's why.
Oh, damn it. Good for you.
Yeah, here's why.
I just momentarily forgot we had a segment called Here's Why.
I tried to set you up, and we just stared at it.
You did such a good job of it. I messed that one up. Sorry. Yeah. So here's why.
Here's why I dread fantasy football, because I've only played it twice. It is years ago, but I played it twice. Both times, my very first pick, I picked Aaron Rodgers because he's going to get you fantasy.
Because you are a true football fan. Not a fantasy fan.
Yeah, he's going to get you fantasy points. I don't care if you like the guy or not. If you're playing fantasy football and you can get Aaron Rodgers,
that's why I pick Drew Brees every year.
Yeah, get him. Except for me, because both times when I drafted Aaron Rodgers, he broke a collarbone and missed half or more of the season. And I haven't played since the second time it happened.
So most of the time when I play fantasy football, it is what you would expect from me. I draft every Bills player I can. And I filter in a couple other people. But I'll draft Josh Allen in the first round. I'll Stephon Diggs in the second round. Probably vice versa, because I think Diggs will go before Allen. So I'll go Diggs first, then Allen. And then I'll filter in, and like in the 8th round, I can get Singletary, because who wants Singletary? I do. But one year, I'm like, I'm going to win it this year. So first pick, I come up, Tom Brady. Can you guess what happened that season?
Was that the year he hurt his knee?
Yep, game 1 versus the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
So you say that fantasy football ruins Aaron Rodgers. If you play, he gets injured. Tom Brady just learned a way to flip and flip me every chance he gets. So anyway, we are going to do an Up the Gut Fantasy League. And it's not my thing, because I'm going to do exactly what I do every year. Draft Buffalo Bills players. If you draft them before me, I'm booting you from the league. Know this.
Don't do that.
Anyway, So I don't know exactly what it goes in, but we'll probably use, ESPN or Yahoo or NFL, one of these leagues, and we'll bring you in. So understand that Matt, me, Chad, 3 spots already taken. I'm almost positive Robertson. That's 4. So that leaves 6 to 8 spots left. Because I've been discussing it with fantasy football experts, and they said 10 teams, everybody will have a good team. 12 teams, you're going to have to dip a little bit into the sleepers and the reservoir. So 10 to 12 teams. So if we get 10, we get 10. We will at most go to 12 teams. So between the 3 of us, that leaves at most 9 teams. So email us, comment down below if you want to be a part of this. Whatever you need to do. Up the Gut will have a fantasy league this year. And
That's right.
Patrick, Matt, and Chad, first 3 teams off the board.
The only thing I'm guaranteeing is that I will not be in last place.
I cannot guarantee that. And I had Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, and they were killing it.
Yeah.
But last year it was the Dalvin Cook, Darren Waller, and obviously Travis Henry show. Those guys could win the league by themselves.
Yeah.
But will it be that way this year? Probably.
I'm confident that Derrick Henry will be the league leader in rushing again. I'm very confident in that.
I agree. I especially having Julio in there with AJ Brown.
Yeah, it's going to be a good offense altogether.
What are you going to do, man? I don't think Vrabel's going to be out of the coaching job next year. I'll tell you that much. I think I have Tennessee winning the South. So
yeah,
and I'm pretty high on the Carson Wentz and Indy.
Cool. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Am. I've been preaching that from the beginning. So again, comment if you want to be. Our email. Where am I at? Right down here below me. Right. See this email? This goes to us.
Yeah, directly to us.
Or Matt, below you, we have a Facebook, we have a Twitter, and an Instagram. Probably don't do the Instagram. I don't really know how that works.
Instagram is more for pictures, and we don't take a lot of those yet. But we will.
Every once in a while, I'll throw one up. Like I think Instagram actually got a sneak peek into my early predictions. 2 early predictions. They got about a day, less than a day.
Yeah. Granted, once we're in the same city and we can start filming stuff more often, and it's not as hard to hit in our schedules, I feel like there'll be a lot more stuff on the Instagram. So we'll get that going eventually. But definitely hit us up on Facebook and Twitter with whatever is on your mind.
Yeah, hit us up, and if you want to be a part of the fantasy league, it's not too early. Now is probably the best time to get in on this because it's going to be for real. I'm coming to win. And I even talked with our juiced up ogre Chad himself.
Yes.
Anyway, I talked with him. He's the one that reminded me to do this. And we even have a trophy, I believe. An Up the Gut mini helmet trophy.
Ooh. Now I want to win. Now I want to win.
Yeah, no, it's a one of a kind. It hasn't even been made yet. I just found out about it.
Nice.
But that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'll answer just about anything because, well, I read more of the stuff on Facebook and YouTube. Patrick's more the Twitter guy because he's just so much better keeping up with it.
Fight people on Twitter. That's all I do.
But if you really want to get Patrick's attention on the Twitter, like if you want to talk directly to him, just try to tell him why Lamar Jackson's not overrated. They'll get his attention.
No, I'm willing to listen to any argument. I just don't know that you can make it. No one's made it yet. And I'm a fan of Lamar Jackson. I just think Kyler Murray's better.
Makes sense.
Anyway, so what else?
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you the official quarterback of Up the Gut.
That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. I don't care what they all say. That's right. I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play. Yeah. I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right. So I refuse to waste time, man.
That's right. Never forget.
I love him.
And never forget, hashtag Fitz Pro Bowl.
That is a thing. And we've decided this is 100% for Fitzpatrick, the quarterback of the football team.
That's right.
That is what Fitz Pro Bowl is for. But it is acceptable to piggyback off of that for Minka Fitzpatrick or Larry Fitzgerald.
That's right. All the Fitzes.
Just run it. I'm okay with any of them being in the Pro Bowl.
Well, of all of them, I don't think Minka Fitzpatrick needs our help.
He doesn't, but I don't want to. Just because he doesn't need it doesn't mean he doesn't get it.
That's true.
We're here for you.
Play. That's right. We're a fan of all the Fitzes in the NFL.
I'm sure there's some we're not, but I haven't found them yet.
Well, they're just people that we haven't met yet. That's all. But once we see them, if there's a Fitz in their name, they're on the hashtag too.
They're in there. Listen,
right.
You can't go wrong. It'll happen. Fitz Morris, you got it. Ahlers.
Yes.
I'm loving that poster in the background, even if I've never seen it.
It is a very good show. I'm all caught up with it. I've seen both movies. There's a third one on the way. Maybe it already came out. I haven't seen it yet. Other than that third movie that I'm not 100% on, I am 100% caught up, and I've been loving it.
Well, I'll have to get into it at some point, but I had to take a break from One Piece because 400 episodes in. Oh, it's
only 600 to go.
I know, right? So, what time is it?
You know, with all this fun we've had, it is now time for the most negative segment of this show.
Flippin' dadgummit!
So, I want to ask you.
Me?
Do you have a Flippin' Flip that guy this week?
You know, I do.
Yes.
It's kind of vague because I don't have any names to associate with it, but I'll go ahead and kick it off because it's sweet and simple. Whoever brought up the loophole to Aaron Rodgers that he could opt out for the season, Flippin' Flip you, dude. We didn't need an extra third option to add to this drama. And we didn't need to give Aaron Rodgers another reason not to play this year. And I know someone had to brought it up because we didn't even talk about opting out until earlier this week. And the deadline is the 2nd, which is Friday. So this just came to his attention. He just went to his GM and coach and was like, I could do this. So whoever the genius was that brought that to his attention, Flippin' Flip you.
Flippin' dadgummit!
All I really want in life is for Phillip Rivers to know that he's an integral part of our show.
I would love to have Phillip Rivers on the show. I would love to talk to him.
I don't even know how to get a hold of him, though. He's just... Do I have to call the school his kids go to?
Talk to people anyway. Yeah. Now that he's retired, all of his time has to go to raising 9 kids.
And he's coaching.
And he's coaching. Oh my God. I don't think he has time to respond to anything anymore these days.
I would love to get him on the show. We'll have to work on that. I'm sure he has an agent. Maybe that's the best way to go about it.
Whenever he gets in the Hall of Fame, his agent will probably have to do a speech for him.
It'll be Antonio Gates. It's always Antonio Gates. Anyway, so on my end of Flippin' Flip that guy, welcome to the Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Pro Football Focus, you sons of bitches.
Uh-oh. What PFF do?
Do you know they are a joke.
They're Skip Bayless's favorite source of football information.
Well, then Skip Bayless is garbage. I will tell you, I have watched so many Pro Football Focus stuff pop up, and it is the most garbage. They did a top 10 list of coaches.
Yeah.
With about 5 honorable mentions. Guess where Sean McDermott was?
Honorable mention?
He wasn't even on there.
Wow.
Nowhere.
Are they just talking about the top 10 coaches in the league right now?
Yes.
Who all made
the
the
list?
list?
Even in the top 15.
Who all made the list ahead of Sean McDermott?
Your usual. I mean, I should probably have done my research. Can you distract people long enough for me to see if it's still up there?
For those of you who don't know, a head coach is the person who's basically in charge of all the players, all the schemes, all the coordinators. The only people ahead of them are the GMs and the owners, honestly. So they have a lot of responsibility. It's hard to be a successful head coach in the league.
I'm sorry, I'm have to sift through all the garbage that they post nonstop. But I have
They are
had
busy.
a vendetta against them and Nick Wright because they just have the worst takes ever in the history of football. They did a top 50 players,
Yeah.
top 50 players in the NFL, and Lamar Jackson didn't make it. I will tell you, Lamar Jackson, maybe not a top 5 quarterback, but you got to take his running into account. He is a top 50 player.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. He made my top 10 quarterback list.
Yeah, he didn't make my top 10, but it doesn't matter. Like they said,
But
their
he won't
explanation
Lamar
for him
Jackson.
not making the thing was with the other 6 quarterbacks, they figured they would have better years than him. Maybe true as a quarterback, but as an overall contribution to the team,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no, that team, because of the way their offense is set up, that team would not run without Lamar Jackson. And they proved that when Lamar Jackson wasn't playing, and they looked rough.
They have him as a top 10 quarterback too, but not a top 50 player. All right, I'm not seeing the coaches, so we may not be able to see the coaches. But anyway, the reason I say flip and flip those guys is just everything they do is just been pure garbage. It's just some of the worst takes I've ever seen. And the only thing I can figure is they just have so many people that contribute that they just throw whatever up there. Like, oh, let's just throw it. And I mean, they've got me to talk about them. So obviously no press is bad press. But you know what? At this point, it is bad press because you're garbage. It's embarrassing the stuff you put up there. And I wish I could pop this up and.
Yeah. I just remember a few years ago, because the thing about Pro Football Focus, they really focus on QBR, not quarterback rating, but QBR. And there's one week where it is Aaron Rodgers and another quarterback, because they were talking about it on Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Uncle Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah, that's right, Uncle Shay Shay. And they're talking about QBRs for players for that week. And Aaron Rodgers had a pretty good day, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The other quarterback they're talking about also had a 3 touchdown, no interception day. But there's one quarterback that had a higher QBR than both of them. And somehow it was Jameis Winston, who had a 0 touchdown, 4 interception day that day. And somehow his QBR was higher. And that's what Pro Football Focus told us. And I was like, I don't care what kind of math you're working with. That shouldn't be a thing at all.
No, and I just thought I had it. I didn't have it. I apologize.
Like, I get an idea of some coaches they put ahead of him, because Sean McDermott has, for what he's done with Buffalo, he's really been an unsung hero.
He's done amazing things there. Things that, I mean, Pete Carroll was above him. I wouldn't put Pete Carroll above him now. Maybe before, but not now.
Right. I'm pretty sure they put Matt LaFleur above him.
Matt LaFleur, probably. I can't remember. Here you go. Oh, wait, no, this is actually Pro Football Talk.
Uh-oh. Do we flip
PFF, they're still on my list, but this coach, there's too many pro footballs. Anyway, Bill Belichick, Sean Payton, Mike Tomlin, Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll, John Harbaugh, Andy Reid. Andy Reid 6? Kyle Shanahan, Ron Rivera, Matt LaFleur, Mike Zimmer. That's your top 10. Mike Zimmer. I love Mike Zimmer, but he has not done what Sean McDermott's done. On the fringe, Stefanski, Flores. They put Flores in there. We swept them last year.
Yeah.
Vrabel. I love Vrabel. McVay and Arians. This is a horrible list. We should compare this to ours at some point.
Oh, Arians. I don't even know if I still have that list.
Listen, it's on the interwebs. It'll be easy to find.
That's true. It's an archive video, and it's labeled.
Yep. And it's labeled properly so you guys can find it. So anyway, Pro Football Focus and obviously Pro Football Talk now, because I thought they were the same thing. Anyway. But Pro Football Focus is usually the one I'm fighting with, and I've just gotten to the point where I say they are laughable. They just throw stuff up there, they slap it against the wall and try to get views or hits or whatever they get. That's not how we are. We don't just say controversial stuff to say controversial stuff. We say controversial stuff because we believe it. That Lamar Jackson is overrated, but it's not his fault. So Pro Football Focus on Twitter, and obviously Pro Football Talk because you're blind and or dumb.
Flippin' dadgummit!
Oh man, that was a fun flip and flip that guy this week.
For being the most negative segment, I really feel like that's when we get the most out of us because
it is for now until games actually start. That's about the only thing we have to really get super passionate about.
So we're going to try to do something a little different. I haven't talked to Matt about this, but you know what? You guys you get to see the process.
You have it. That's why every time Patrick says we're going to try something different, you always see me go,
"Oh, really?" Thanks for the heads up. Well, I've been rolling over this. I think I've talked to Chad a little bit, and Matt. Since we're opposite schedules, we don't have regular phone conversations. That will change because whenever he's local, I'll know when he's awake more often than not. And we'll be on the same time zone.
And I'll most likely have a day job then.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the plan. So anyway, what we're going to try to do, I think, is, we run an hour show talking about nothing. Can you imagine how bad it's going to get when we have 16 games to talk about and we have to review the last week, preview the next week? So I think we're going to try to have games of the week. Like maybe we'll each pick one. And maybe there'll be a unanimous fourth game that we'll kind of review over, but then we'll do our predictions because I think that's the more important part of the league is our predictions, who we think is going to win and why. And so we'll have kind of the review and that, and then maybe have a player of the week that we each get a pick. And that way we're not overdoing you too much.
I'm not going to lie. The show will probably get longer once the regular season hits, but we don't want to drag it out.
No, we don't. We want you guys to stay into this show the entire time.
Yeah.
We want you guys to be engaged the entire time. The last thing we want is whenever I look at the analytics on YouTube and see, of a 2-hour show, average watch time is 2 minutes. That's not what I want. We want you guys to be entertained the entire time.
And we know that not everybody's like us. We can watch a 3-hour football show and be entertained the whole time.
I could watch Ayler sleep for 3 hours and be entertained the whole time. That was weird. I apologize.
Well, I mean, I twitch a lot and I snore loudly, so it's not just someone laying there unconscious. There's visual and audio media to take in when I sleep.
I like it. But anyway, you get the point.
But yeah, I can sit there for 3 hours and watch the highlights from every single game and hear them talk about every single players, and I'm into it. But not everybody's like that. So we're going to try at the most a 2-hour show, but I really want to keep it within that 90-minute window during the season.
I think 90 minutes is the key, even during the season. 90 minutes is key, and hopefully, especially with Ayler's being close, hopefully we'll still be able to cut up in shorter segments for people. If you don't have an hour and a half today, I was talking to my kids about this. It's like asking someone to watch a full-length feature film
every week,
and it's not that can't happen. But that's a lot to ask of someone. Your time is valuable. We understand that. So if you can only watch the shortened videos, cool. If you can watch the whole thing, but even if you just dip into what we're doing now, archived, throw a comment on there. Because even if it's something that's nothing, just like a hi, it still helps for the YouTube algorithms. And we're going to be honest, we do want the show to grow at some point. So we need comments, likes, subscribes, the whole business.
Exactly.
So not to beg, but buy Ma and just comment. Damn it.
Buy Ma with our link.
Yeah, with our link. Don't just go there.
I mean,
just write in the comments.
Great. If you don't use the link and you buy Ma, you'll still enjoy the product. You're not going to get something different. But using the link would help your boys.
And then they're going to wonder, why did we partner with Up the Gut? No one's buying with their link. Someone has to buy with our link at some point.
And we don't want Ma to think that.
By the way, I'm about to order some Pop's Authentic Meat Snacks.
Nice. That sounds good right now.
Oh, I would love to have it right now. I haven't had dinner because I came home, set up the show, poured drinks. Maybe, yeah. So.
But yeah, we will figure out something during the regular season to keep the show condensed. But at the same time, try to not ignore as many teams as possible, because all 32 teams, regardless of how well they're doing, deserve some kind of coverage for their fans.
I mean, we're not shy about being a Bills and a Packers fan. We're not shy about this.
Yeah.
But I think we're still we love football in general, so we still try to hit on certain ones. I mean, there's teams that I'm not a fan of, but we still try to hit on them. And if the Patriots came out and they beat up on a team and I have no problem putting them as the team of the week, as that game of the week. I don't mind that. That's my job in Up the Gut. I may say they're still a horrible trash garbage team, but they can still do good.
Yeah, like I said, we'll figure something out. That's still about 2 months and some change away.
But we're going to do our best and understand that we're doing it. If you have suggestions, comment.
Exactly. That's
Email
the biggest
us.
thing. The show's for you guys, so if you have an idea to make the show better, send the idea our way. We will look it over. We will take it into account. And if it's something we can do, we'll probably do it.
Did we promise somebody at a certain number of subscribers?
I don't think we have yet, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Our subscriber number is not amazing.
No, it's not anything to scoff at, though. I mean, we're 170 something. I mean, that's not much, but there's still 170 people that decided that we were worth a subscribe.
Yeah,
we would like to be in the thousands of people, but at some point, and of course, we really got pushing in the playoffs. Like that's when we started the live videos.
Right.
With actual videos. So, and we've grown so much over the offseason that come season time, I mean, and also we're states and time zones away.
Yep.
This season we will be together. We will not just say, hey, click on the link in the comments there. We're going to say, here's a commercial for Ma. We will film a commercial together.
That's right.
It will be a whole nother deal when we're together. You don't have to look at this little tiny screen split. We'll be on one screen. So
one screen, maybe even the same desk. Who knows?
Maybe on his lap. No. Anyway, there will be changes coming up the gut, but we can't change without you guys. So you guys comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell everybody about it. Do what you can to help us help you. I think that we have some pretty honest, good football coverage. Yeah. And hopefully in the season we'll have some more NFL players being able to come on. But that's just, that's the mystery of it. We don't know.
Yeah, we do. We definitely don't know. We can't predict the future. We can try. That's why we have our predictions, but nothing's guaranteed. And that's why we ask you all.
Nothing's guaranteed except the end of the show.
Exactly. That's why we ask you to help us as much as you can. But if for some weird reason you can't, spread the word, click like and subscribe, use the link to buy your mall, whatever. At the very least, if you can do anything for us, just tell your moms about us.